Nearly 20 hours later, after that bugle first rang, Captain Davis had saved each one of his fellow Americans. Every single one. Just as the story of Paris Davis did not begin on June 18, 1965, it does not end there either. Captain Davis went on to become Colonel Davis, serving more than 25 years in our military and earning a PhD on top of that. He received the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, the Air Medal, the Purple Heart. And even after he hung up his uniform, the captain continues.
We have big news. There could be an extra $2,400 in checks for many of you guys that are on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. Everybody, Democrats and Republicans have put forward a new bill that would financially affect the people. And I'll be going over what these new bills mean. So, Democratic Bernie Sanders, everybody, has first introduced the Social Security Expansion Act. He wants to help the seniors on Social Security. Plus, he had a lot more support from the fellow lawmakers pushing this initiative. And under the terms of the bill, anybody who is a current Social Security recipient or who will turn 62 in 2023 will receive an extra $200 in each monthly check. This means Social Security recipients could get an extra $2,400 a year in benefits, if the bill wins that approval, that is. It's something that seniors would doubt welcome as inflation wipes out their annual cost of living increase. While the initial introduction of the measure has remained dormant for much of the year, Bernie Sanders and a new coalition of supporters, including Elizabeth Warren and Representative John Sikowski, have said that they are now renewing the interest amid proposed cuts to Social Security, as the U.S. faces its latest debt ceiling crisis. And the latest draft of the bill also provides a way forward for the severely underfunded program, ensuring that future generations can receive both benefits through 2096 by taxing the highest earners in the country. The highest earning people in America will be taxed a lot more money, helping out the seniors who are in desperate need of Social Security benefits. I do believe that's a good idea, so let's hopefully make it an approval bill. Sanders even said, "Our job is to expand Social Security so that every senior in America can retire with dignity that they deserve and every person with a disability can live with the security they need." The bill that we are introducing will expand Social Security benefits by $2,400 and will extend the solvency for the next 75 years. Warren added, as House Republicans try to use the debt ceiling crisis to cut Social Security that Americans have earned, he's working with Bernie Sanders to expand Social Security and extend its solvency, everybody, which should be a good thing for the people. GOP leaders are also stating that they are not interested in cuts to Social Security or Medicare. It includes Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Republicans say that the new bill aims to ease the financial strain by boosting each recipient's monthly check. So as of December 2022, everybody, last year, the average monthly Social Security check was about $1,700, meaning a $200 increase would represent a 12% boost. Might not sound like a lot, but it is. Because Republicans also want to slash taxes and the government spending, and their big plan to do that just hinges on abolishing the IRS and replacing most federal taxes with a flat 23% national sales tax. There's just one problem though. According to several experts, the proposal would amount to a 30% markup on just about everything, and everything is sticker price. So this could actually mean a lot of things could be changing in Congress. A lot of things could be changing about our fourth stimulus check and Social Security benefits. What we do know is that a White House spokesperson has said that only House Republicans can make a difference. So, House Republicans come up with a policy that cuts taxes on the wealthy, increases taxes for the working people, and adds $10 trillion to the debt, all at the same time. It's given that Republicans claim they are around a debt ceiling, caring about this, and hoping they're sending out a fourth stimulus check. The IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick told lawmakers that before filing season even began, the IRS predicted that returns would be delayed this year, but the backlog should be cleaned before the end of the year. Taxpayers can track the status of the tax refunds using the IRS Where's My Refund tool. In the past, this tool could only be used to track the current tax year, but it was recently upgraded so that users can track this year's and the previous 2 years' refund. The IRS paid out $3.3 billion in interest to taxpayers in fiscal year 2021. That's triple the interest the agency paid in 2015. And President Biden conceded this week that he didn't understand how big of an effect the shutdown of baby formula and recalls would have on the baby formula supply chain until April. His admission came moments after formula manufacturers told him during a White House roundtable that they knew immediately how bad the shortages could get. The White House has previously said it had been working on addressing the shortages since February. And Biden responding to questions about how quickly the administration acted, claimed, "I don't think anybody anticipated the impact of the facility. Once we learned the extent of it and how broad it was, we kicked everything into gear." The National Economic Council director worked to explain later how the situation had devolved into the current crisis. And speaking on CNN, Brian Deese faulted the supply chain as too sluggish in coming to an agreement with the government on steps to reopen the plant, citing the delay as exacerbating the situation. The top advisor said that Biden had been informed of the looming problem once it became clear, even though the other officials inside the White House had worked on the issue earlier. The IRS is actually taking some big action to help taxpayers across the country. Democrats are criticizing President Biden for not taking enough action to help the American people. Many lawmakers in Congress are pushing the Biden administration to take immediate action on inflation. And according to Democratic Representative Ro Khanna, Joe Biden can do more to fight inflation and needs to take action soon. Ro Khanna criticized Biden on inflation during an interview with the New York Times. He argued that the president's solutions to inflation are not good enough. Khanna stated, "I support the president's effort, but we need a bolder vision and faster action. To meet the moment, Biden should convene an emergency task force and power to lower prices and address shortages." Representative Khanna went on to say that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and many others comprise the task force, along with representatives of state and local governments and business leaders. Khanna argues that the task force could actually lower prices by purchasing food and fuel during global price dips and reselling it cheaply to Americans. Biden laid out his three-point plan to address inflation. The plan largely called on the Federal Reserve and Congress to handle the issue. However, there is little executive action on Biden's part. The plan shows limits on what the U.S. presidents can do to address economic issues like inflation. Everybody, the U.S. economy recorded its strongest growth in nearly 4 decades, fueled by trillions of dollars in government stimulus and easy monetary policies that kept borrowing costs near zero. While the crisis relief efforts helped keep in households and helped to bring unemployment from a high of 15% down to 3.6% in just 2 years, it also fueled rapid consumer demand that was exacerbated already sky-high inflation. A Labor Department report last month showed the consumer price index jumped 8.3% in April, underscoring that inflationary pressures in the economy remain very strong. On top of that, gas prices hit another record high, with a gallon of gas on average now costing $4.71. That is up 40% from just 1 year ago. The IRS is now putting authority from Congress to fast-track new hires to good use. The IRS announced this week that it's looking to hire more than 4,000 representatives at several agencies across the country. Now, these contact representatives assist taxpayers over the phone. The IRS will hire these employees through its direct hire authority, which will allow it to bring new employees on board within 40 to 45 days, rather than waiting several months. The agency received direct hire authority from Congress in the 2022 spending bill from President Biden in March.
Tuition-free community college. Is there a concerted effort in part of this to try to help that kind of education for communities that have been underserved over the years?
I think the point here is with the